everyone, welcome to a 2v2 battle for Warhammer here. We have Krell's army. He is still, Heinrich Himmler's army on the search for Krell continues. And he's going to go ask these dwarves and Bretonnians if they have perhaps seen Krell. And he has friends right now with the Wood Elves. Durthu has, talked to Heinrich Himmler, and he feels for Heinrich Himmler, saying, how Himmler misses his friend Krell. And he's like, you know what, buddy? I know I'm an evil tree man, but I'm going to help you find Krell. So now Durthu's joined us with the Wood Elves, and again, we're facing off against the Dwarves and Bretonnians. So my army here, we have a bunch of zombies in the front line, including the Titan zombies. We have the Claw of Nagash, 2 Cryptors, 2 Karen Race that are kind of the core of my infantry here that are going to be surrounding Heinrich Himmler. I did bring his 2 legendary items. One of them did get buffed recently. If we just pause here. Oh, this is going to be hard. The Cloak of Mist and Shadows. So it went up from, I think it was 60% physical resistance to 80%. It's still only for 22 seconds, which is not that crazy, but, there it is. So I took both of his items. We also have a corpse cart back here with the Unholy Lodestone supporting the infantry, and then over here 2 Blood Knights and a Necromancer on a horse. I brought a summon spell with him and a Winds of Death, just in case Winds of Death was, a possible thing. And then Heinrich Himmler has Van Heel's Dance Macabre, Summon, and Invocation of Nehek. So those are spells that he has. For the Wood Elves here, we have, again, Durthu. We have some archers. I think they're just Hagbane tips. Yeah, I think there's 2 of them. Yeah, 2 of them both with Hagbane tips. We have a Dryad for, I guess, Fear. And then we have a bunch of Eternal Guard kind of mixed in here. And another Tree Man, 1 Treekin. And then there's a Wild Rider off over here who's going to ride off into this forest. Actually, 2, sorry. Or no, I totally forgot. This person has Sisters of Thorn. They have a Sisters of Thorn. For the Bretonnian player, they went all cav. We have 3 Grail Guardians over here with King Lewin, and then 3 Grail Knights over here with the Dwarven army, and that's going to be their army. A lot of Grail people. We have a Gyro Bomber for the Dwarf being led by a generic Lord. We have a multiple Dwarf Warriors up here with a mixture of long or Great Weapons and non. And then behind them we have a couple of Hammerers here, and then Long Beards with here, Great Weapons, and then normal Long Beards back here in the back protecting these 3 Thunderers. And then they have a Thane off to the side. So that's, I'm sorry, and also a group of Iron Drakes. So that's going to be the Dwarven army. A pretty sturdy Dwarven army with a lot of focus fire potential with these 3 Thunderers and the Iron Drakes there. I like it. And the Gyro Bomber is nice add-on. I like it. So yeah, there we go. There are the armies. And now me and my Wood Elf ally are going to go ask the Dwarf the question of if they have seen Krell, because they're kind of isolated out here. At least they were until I found out these 4 Grail Knights just marching over. I'm sorry, one of these are Knights of the Realm, my bad. 3 Grail Knights and 1 Knights of the Realm. They were marching over the hill, and I was like, oh, nope, we're just going to not even deal with that right now. That is a lot of Grail Knights. So we are going to get our Blood Knights, and we're going to move them way over here, where I now see that they also have Grail Companions down there, and I'm like, oh, that's a lot of Knights. We only have 2 Blood Knights, but we'll see what we can do. Heinrich Himmler's getting a little crazy right here, so we're going to have to pull him back. We do not want him going up front. We want these zombies initiating against the Dwarven line, if at all possible. And I'm going to maneuver my Necromancer to, about like right around here. Not for any reason in particular, really. I like that location. Or at least he did. He told me. Claw of Nagash is going to be coming in from over here, and I'm going to kind of hold my core force. My core force here is Heinrich Himmler, 2 Wraiths, my Corpse Cart, and the 2 Cryptors. Of course, the zombies just throwaway units, so I'm holding them back, not for really any real reason per se. But over here we have Durthu's Dryads engaging, also with some Eternal Guards, and we have Ancient Treeman and Treekin over here dealing with some of the Hammers. You can see the enemy Grail Knights are going to be marching over here to try to meet up with Lewin and his other Knights over here who are trying to chase down these Sisters of Thorn. And again, I put my Necromancer here because I thought it was just a good spot in the battle to look over everything. But oh man, I don't know. I guess he wanted to cast a spell in the end. And the core of my army is going to take that as a cue to charge. So now the Karen Race and the Cryptors and the Corpse Guard are just going to pierce through this front line that is no more. And we're going to get into the Thunderers being led by Heinrich Himmler. Meanwhile, over here, we are under threat from these Grail Guardians and Grail Knights. So I'm going to have my Blood Knights over here with the Necromancer on the mount. I'm going to use the Necromancer's Raised Dead ability to try and keep these Grail Knights just busy for as long as we can. I want the Wood Elf player and me to finish off the Dwarf player. So I'm going to use my Knights as kind of sacrificial Knights and backed up by as many zombies as this Necromancer can summon to try and keep the entire Bretonnian player busy, because this is all of his forces over here, and they are all engaged against my Knights. We also have an Ancient Treeman and Treekin over here assisting us as well. So again, we're trying to keep them busy as long as we can, summoning multiple warriors and zombies just to keep them busy. And you can see for the Dwarven player, we have a mass rout here caused by the Claw of Nagash. Heinrich Himmler's over here dealing with some Longbeards by himself with some remaining zombies. Karen Race is going to be going into these Longbeards and the Thane, and they're going to have kind of a rough time. Durthu is 1v1ing against the Lord and winning because Durthu is a very strong melee Lord. So that's really no problem for him there. And then the core of my forces over here dealing with the Iron Drakes, because I did not want them shooting me with their bad fire. That's what I call it, bad fire. Meanwhile, back over here against the Grail Knights, our Blood Knights are losing pretty handedly. Since I spent most of my Winds of Magic on that Winds of Death, which was, I think, kind of worth it, I don't actually have enough Winds of Death or Winds of Magic to Invocation to heck my Blood Knights, so they're kind of just on their own. I'm keeping the Necromancer as nearby as I can, although he's kind of separated. I'm trying to have this Master of the Dead trait give them some kind of regeneration, but at the same time we need to kind of try and countercharge what we can, because these guys are being held in place by the zombies. I'm trying to cause as much damage as you can, but I am fully expecting my Blood Knights to lose in a battle against 6 different Grail Knights and King Lewin. Like, it's not something they can really win on their own. But luckily, we are taking out the Dwarves. Now, my Mortis Engine over here, I was playing the battle like this because I like to see on both sides of, like, the battle line, which right now is, like, right here is my imaginary battle line. And so I really didn't see my Claw in the Gash for a little while. At some point, I am like, wait, where's my Claw in the Gash? And it's way over there, so we're going to pull it back into the battle, but that's going to be another minute or so into this fight. Meanwhile, down here, my Blood Knights are still being finished off by all these Grail Guardians and Grail Knights. Necromancer is doing what he can, but King Lewin is chasing him off, so I'm actually going to have to withdraw the Necromancer back to our main part of our army that Heinrich is still leading over here, routing some Longbeards. The Gyro Bomber is going to be bombing our position with Cryptors and stuff, but it's not really going to do that much. The Gyro Bomber is better against, like, you know, Grave Guard, because they're like more dense infantry, more units to hit. Doesn't really do too much against the Cannon Race and the Cryptors, who are now going over here to finish off this Dwarf Warrior, because the front line that shattered immediately withdrew back down here, but now they're coming back, including these Iron Drakes. So my force is going to split up. Heinrich Himmler and the Cannon Wraith and the Cryptor are going to go over here, and one Cryptor and Cannon Wraith are going to go over here to try and deal with the Iron Drakes, and what is left of the Dwarf Warriors over here. And I believe my Corpse Card is going to go right into these Longbeards of Great Weapons for some reason, but luckily Dorothy is going to be nearby to support us. Over here, our 2 Blood Knights have bit the dust, including multiple hordes of zombies that I have summoned. Just so many zombies were summoned by my Necromancer. Over here, Durthu gets a nice flock of doom and these Grail Knights who went on this ancient tree man, and totally just crushed him. Like, he was fine, but then when 6 Knights descended upon him, he died pretty quickly, and now they're going to move on to the Tree Kin, who are also going to be feeling their wrath here pretty soon, and pretty quickly. And you can see over here, again, my forces were split, and again, I don't know why my Corpse Card's over here, but finally I'm getting my Claw and the Gash back into this fight. I'm going to send it right over here, because now the Grail Knights are finished with the Blood Knights, the Tree Men, the Tree Kin, and so now they are finally going to hit the rest of my main force, as well as Durthu's main force of the Eternal Guard that are positioned around here. His archers have been kind of crushed here and there by those Grail Guardians. So yeah, now it is just what is left of our infantry, which is going to be some zombies that we have raised. Claw, Nagash, Heinrich Himmler still buried in here. I have casted or activated his cloak ability a couple times at this point. Trying to keep him alive in this melee fight against the Thane. 80 physical resistance is a lot. Now the Grail Knights and Grail Guardians should be able to penetrate that because they have magical weapons, but this Thane does not have magical weapons, so that's why Heinrich Himmler is just kind of duking it out with the Thane right there. So the Mass Cav of King Lewin is going to pull out of this fight. I'm assuming they're getting ready for another charge. I'm going to try and get what's left of my zombies in between them and my Cryptors as much as possible, but we're going to be worrying a mass charge right here. Meanwhile, on this side, Durthu is finishing up with their Dwarf Lord, being helped by my Cairn Race and my Cryptors, who are then going to be sent over here to try and deal with King Lewin and the rest of his Grail Knights, who did another charge in there. You can see Heinrich is kind of buried in the middle. Cryptors nearby, but you got to keep in mind, with a Corpse Cards, Heinrich Himmler and the Claw of Nagash, units around here, up to at least 3 anyway, are being healed by 3, like, we can see it right here, actually. So we have Master of the Dead from a Necromancer nearby. We have the that's not it. There we go. Unholy Lowstone from the Corpse Card. We also have the Reliquary Binding from the Claw of Nagash. And then we also have on top of that regeneration for the Cryptors. And you see a little symbol popping up there? So whenever Heinrich Himmler is in battle, as long as you take his other legendary item, I'm trying to catch it here, but he's not currently in combat. Anyway, he grants +8 melee attack to nearby units, and up to 3 additional units grant regeneration. So on Cryptor specifically, you can stack like 5 different regeneration buffs in this army alone, which is what I've been trying to do to keep them alive, because I didn't have Invocation of the Heck. I've been spending all my mana on Winds of Death and summoning zombies, so I was relying on my massive regeneration hubs, this Corpse Card, Necromancer, and Heinrich Himmler and the Claw of Nagash to keep my army alive, and so far it's been working out pretty well. We are suffering another charge of the Grail Knights, but they are then going to succumb to their wounds, and King Lewin and his knights are going to withdraw from this battle, seeing their Dwarven ally is now dead. And once more, Heinrich Himmler is left with the question, where is Krell? He wasn't here. If you came to all those involved, Heinrich Himmler netting 23 kills. Necromancer 93. That was all from Winds of Death because I kept him out of battle. After that was cast, he was just used as a raised dead platform and a mobile healing platform because he has Master of the Dead. Master of the Dead is only activated when he is out of combat. So that's why you want to keep him out of combat and just surround your troops for another regeneration aura. Zombies, they died. That's what they do. Can raise 54 kills is pretty good. 34 is not that great. The Blood Knights did pretty good considering they were holding off 6, well, not all at the same time, but they were fighting this force by themselves with the assistance of one Necromancer and some zombies, and then there was a Treeman and a Treekin over there. There were some archers too, but I think they got crushed pretty quickly. So they did okay. And then the Cryptors, they're pretty strong. If you can keep them buffed with the Corpse Card and regeneration, they do a lot of work, and they did. And then the Claw and Nagash, 25 kills, and just who knows how much damage with its damaging aura. Good game to Muan Tao, Rago, CSGO, Casino.net. I wouldn't go there if I were you. And then also Patchy. But for my Wood Elf ally, 58 kills in Dirthu is really good. These War Dancers, it looks like they kind of got crushed. Same with the Dryads. Sisters of Thorn have full HP, no kill. We're going to do a cinematic view here. I saw them pulled out away from the Grail Knights. Did my ally never use them? Maybe that's why I didn't even remember them being in the game. Treeman, 26 kills, and the Tree King, they kind of got overwhelmed eventually by the Grail Knights over here. Speaking of, they all got an amazing amount of kills. Except for the Knights of the Realm. But the Grail Knights and the Grail Guardians all did really well. For Patchy here, the front line of Dwarf Warriors were destroyed almost instantly, so they didn't get to do too much. But the Longbeards who remained behind netted a ton of kills. The Thunderers got charged down by Heinrich Himmler and his corps of infantry, so they didn't get to do too much, including the Claw and Nagash. Jar Bomber netting 81 kills is pretty good, and the Thane held it over there with 20 kills, which is also pretty good. Also dueled Heinrich Himmler for a little bit. So again, good game to everybody involved. Hope you enjoyed. And now let's go watch a cinematic view of this battle. That never gets old watching that spell. God. Right into the Thunderers.
Quiet Skullstaff! I know what I do! Get your beard spun around! Arise, legions, arise!
Oh, also, there was a Manticore Summit at some point. Forgot to point that out. But there he is over there.
They'll die and rise. Going forth, death. Your master calls. With haste, swiftly. Yes. Now. With haste, swiftly. Haste! Great slaughter! Dead loads down! With haste! Now! At once! They're coming in the flank! With haste!
And the death of my beautiful Blood Knights. I think they just crumble. No! Bob! Live! Live!
Time to rise!
No!
Beautiful decay!
Yeah, look at all those knights killing that treatment over there. Jeez. Let's take a quick break and look to see what happened to the Sisters of Thorn. Huh. Huh. No wonder I never remembered them. This unit looks so cool, though. I really gotta bring them more often. Although I haven't really played Wood Elves for a while, though. God, it's so cool. And they're going to remain looking cool over there in the woods, far, far away from the battle. Also, there's 2 other units in here. Wild Riders and who else? More Wild Riders? Oh, Glade Guard. Anyway, just wanted to pause and see what the Sisters of Thorn were up to. Heinrich is somewhere. There you are.
With haste! Death now! The grimoires grant me this boon. Darkest magic to me! Beautiful decay! Going forth now! Glorious serve my will! All will perish! Death!
And there we go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the search for Krell as it continues on, and I will see you all next time. Take care.